Just the two of us. We can make it if we try. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. Feeling better.
It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the walls. The chair is against the walls. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on or behind the lines, this is your song.
All right, welcome everybody to our Daily Gun Show. Come to you live every day at 7 p.m. Eastern. That's 4 Pacific for about an hour and 90 minutes each day. We do 3 gun-related topics, different topics throughout the week. We do some daily stuff as well. Gun shop every single day, gun of the day, history, things like that. We run it live on YouTube and simulcast it over at gunchannels.com, where we're watching the live comments from everybody that's watching the show live. Then we take the audio, we post that as a podcast up on iTunes. So we encourage everybody that listens to the show, either now live or in the future as a video or a podcast, to leave us some comments, to interact with whatever the social platform it is that you're listening to the show on. And we ask you to maybe do the favor of even downloading iTunes or installing, or I guess not installing, but navigating over to one of the YouTube or gun channels and liking the page that we're on. Subscribing to it, commenting on some of the videos. All those interactions with the platforms do help our show get recommended to more listeners, and that is one of our goals. So we do appreciate taking the time to do that for us. There's 5 hosts, just 2 of us are here today. Got Bob jumping in from Tucson, well, from Canada. Now he's in Tucson. Thanks for joining.
Hey, glad to be here.
I'm also in Tucson. We don't know where Smeggy is. He's running around. Danno is at the tactical response class. Sent him a link, so we're not sure what he's doing. Maybe he'll jump in if he can. And then, of course, Z has got a 9 to 5 that'll take another hour or so. So if we're still going, he'll jump in. Otherwise, it'll just be like the olden days when Bob and I started this show. Well, I guess well over 2 years, a year ago now.
Yeah, well over a year. Yeah.
We're in our 2nd year.
Yep.
All right, well, so before we start getting into what we're getting into today on episode 306, which will be doing valid research in our social media portion of the show, and then the gun tech segment will be evolution of firearms tech. Before we dig into that stuff, we'll usually take a break at the beginning, see if anything happened overnight or anything over the weekend we're talking about.
Well, yeah, France made the wrong decision on the weekend and elected a moderate president instead of a right-wing one. So they're pretty much due.
Matter to anybody, though?
What's that?
What's the consequence of that? Why does that matter to us?
Because France has been kind of standing up against terrorism in a big-time way, and has been doing a lot to slow down and stop ISIS. And their new prime minister is very much a dove, you could say. Big into the mass immigration and all that. So he's not going to be very good for their country, which, France is an important part of Europe, and it's not good for the world. So anything that's not good for the world is ultimately not going to be good for the rest of us. In the rest of the world.
Well, more important to me than France is all that ammo in my living room. So thanks for coming over here yesterday. We did a bit of a live chat yesterday and went through and sorted some of it and snooped around at some of it. I think we figured out what went on with that crazy double-rimmed specimen. But more importantly for me, we got it all off of I had some like impromptu tables set up, so I had enough physical space to lay these things out. There was a lot of ammo, and it's just been in the way. So we bundled some of that up into collections. I actually posted some of that over on Gun Channels today. So if you go to the 24-hour gun show over on Gun Channels, got some of the collection posted there. I'll be posting more of it. And if you're interested in adding to your gun or ammunition collection, or if you're interested in starting one, It's basically going. Bob and I did a lot of looking stuff up on Gunbroker, and if something was going for what $2 or $3 a round, we're pricing it a buck or two less, and then collecting it up in little collections of 5 or 7 or 10 or so. You basically have sort of some kickstart to a collection or a add-on to a collection, and mainly to get it out of here, make a couple of bucks. Doing this with the help of Tucson Guns here in town, who basically collected this ammo over the years. So it's a little experiment, and it's also hopefully a way to get people interested in collecting ammunition, give them some specimen pieces that would be at least difficult to acquire. You're not going to see some of these calibers at the range necessarily every week.
Oh yeah, a lot of them you're not going to see. Period. I mean, there's some of them are going to be a real nice start to a collection to somebody who wants to really get into it. And a lot of people, I mean, if they're into collecting stamps or collecting anything, any kind of memorabilia or anything like that, these would be great to give to them as a present or something. Get them started and into a new type of collecting, which is also hopefully going to kind of morph into maybe an interest in firearms. So.
Dano's in here now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
He's going to be just exhausted, but mindful of tactical stuff.
He's passed out, or else he's leaning up on a wall.
No, I'm actually back in the bunks.
Well, how'd it go? You gonna tell us about it or what?
Well, actually, I only got about to do some homework.
Oh, homework.
So I'm reading stuff for tomorrow's lecture.
Well, give us a synopsis at least.
It was a great day. Very right now I'm really in the like a sponge that's full of water. I haven't processed all the water, so it's hard to put a lot of words into it, other than it's certainly so far been a very positive experience. I'm exhausted, very worn out.
Yeah, you actually sound tired.
Glad I came.
Oh, that's good, man. I'm glad it's turning out really positive.
All right. So, how many students are in the class?
This one, there's just over 30 students here.
And then is the facilities there, what do they call it, the team room, is that full to capacity?
Yes. Yes.
And then overflow to hotels and stuff also?
Yep.
So then you meet up in the morning at the offices and then go out to the range, or do you meet out at the range?
At the office.
Right on.
Because
so then there's a bit of classroom and then range time already?
Right. And there's actually, I just found this out today, there's actually 3 different ranges. The one that we went to is just about 400 acres. And I don't know about the other ones other than they're smaller.
So the car had no trouble getting into that dirt?
Nope. No problems.
Right on. Are you carpooling with anybody?
Nope.
Do you know anybody that's there out of them 30 people?
Not a one.
Is it 29 women like the Swedish bikini team?
No, it's more like Army basic. All guys and all
ages and mixes and.
Yep, that's probably the only difference is the.
So, are you the oldest guy there, Danno, or are there older guys?
Actually, there's a guy that's probably about 10 years older than me, I'd guess.
Would you be able to say the average age of students there?
I would say most, I would think in their 30s.
All right. Are they pretty focused? Everybody's absorbing good? There's no yahoos in there? That guy?
Exactly, very focused.
How many of them are already alumni and taking it again?
We have a number of alumni. I'm not sure what percent it would be, whether it'd be maybe 20%.
Okay, enough that you know they're there. enough that you know they're there, but it's not like the whole class has some sort of camaraderie where you don't know yet. You're all learning.
Well, even amongst the alumni, they don't know each other because they took it at different places. And the way it's taught at, one range may be different at the way it's taught at another range. Physical facilities are different.
Which room are you?
Some of these guys took fighting pistol at an indoor range.
Are you at the in the room next to the bathroom and kitchen, or in the one that's next to the door? All right, you're in a different room.
Next to the bathroom.
All right. So then, been crazy in the team room at night, or so somber?
No, it's quiet. Okay. I mean, last night they watched a movie. About a half hour after the movie, everybody went to bed.
Oh, okay.
And they probably put all, they probably put all the older guys.
Different people there always.
They probably put all the older guys in the room that's next to the bathroom because they know.
No, there's no assigned to anything. You just find a bunk. Like I said, it's.
You get there before, middle, or after the swarm of people?
Actually, I got here. About half the people had already checked in by the time I got here. So
they check in at the office, and then you go to the team room, or you do it right there in the team room?
Well, because I checked in on a Sunday, I just came right to the team room itself.
So you got there a day ahead of time. And you're saying half the people did the same?
Yes.
All right. So mostly stupid 9mm?
I would say there's only one person that's not shooting 9mm. And they're shooting 45.
Oops. Any Yahoos shooting anything weird?
Just the 145 guys. Actually, I'm not sure. It's a 1911. I'm not sure what, but it seems to be holding together pretty well.
Right on. So your mind been blown yet? Has your mind been blown yet? Anything that you couldn't have prepared yourself for yet?
I would say, the biggest limitation was probably, my again, it goes back to I can only experience as much as I'm physically able to. On your back drills as an example.
Well, okay, but I'm not talking about Yahoo stuff. I'm talking about the classroom, I guess, more than anything.
Okay, what about the classroom?
Well, number one, quit putting the camera on if we got to look at your ear. And number two, I'm talking about I'm saying, has there been any classroom curriculum that has been impressive, or have you encountered it all before?
A lot of it I've heard in different words before. Which is fine. I mean, tomorrow there's more classroom, and I haven't heard that part, so I don't know what I haven't heard.
All right, so Tony's asking, what about room service? I'm assuming that means, what about eating? Are you going out to eat? Are they cooking there, or what?
Oh no, you go out to a restaurant in the morning before class starts, get something to eat, and then go to class, and then you have to bring something to eat, and that's all on you.
So did they
as far as lunch?
Did they coordinate, like all the students went to the same place to eat, or was it like, well, I'll see you at the place at 9 o'clock, go, here's all the places you could eat, we'll see you there?
Right. Well, normally that's what they do, is they coordinate and they go out to eat with the students. But because of the number of the students, he says there's no place in Camden or nearby that seats all the students and the handful of faculty that was there.
That's a good point.
So, which is fine. I mean, I understand that.
Damn, it's raining.
For the people that, not over here yet, for the people that I guess we didn't make a good introduction for Danno there, he's down at Tactical Response right now, so he's at Camden, Tennessee, and specifically in the team room, like the barracks or whatever you want to call, like the facilities that Tactical Response offers to students that so you don't have to pay for a hotel, basically. and Dano's down there. Did you say you're waiting to eat, or just waiting to go to bed?
Actually, like I said, I got some homework I have to do, and then James said that since they weren't going to be able to do the dinner because of the number of people, that he would do a 1 hour at 7 o'clock, kind of a questions, answer, shoot the shit sort of thing down, a tactical response. So I'm going to go down there for that, and then when I come back, I'll finish my homework, and I'll
Oh,
see if
that'd be a great
I can
option.
turn my camera back on for a second, and I'll try not to give you a shot of my ear. I'll try to turn the camera around.
That's actually cool because that's something that I had got, I guess, to experience with smaller classes. And I never thought about when the class gets larger that you really physically couldn't do that, like go eat with an instructor at the same table as the instructor, you know?
Okay, that's my bunk right
That's
there.
gonna be
That's
pretty
just
cool.
Dano's bunk. That's the guy above me. Then you got two guys here. That's the end of the room, out of order. There are some, I brought my own blankets. And then there's, again, I'm just going to do this rack right here. There's another room just like this one that's right by the back door. Now, outside of that door is where I'm going to call it like the family room is. A washroom with a shower and shitter in it. He's in there reading right now.
Anybody, or is there any rules on filming?
There's no filming at Tactical Response. And I just out of respect don't want to film anybody, an okay from that's here. I'm sure some people would be fine. Some people don't understand, well, what's this internet thing? So that's why I'm kind of doing it from, back from. And by the way, people actually do write crap all over the place.
Yep, that's a thing that'll happen. Are you going to write something on there?
Oh, no.
You're not going to draw the mic and muzzle logo?
No. Don't ring the bell. Don't know what that means. But yeah, there's
the
oldest, as I've gone around to look at the dates, the oldest one I see is about 2015. So, yeah.
Should have had some gun channel decals, man.
Oh, you never know. Well, I'm just letting you have the inside poop, what it looks like, and listen, fancy floors, fancy bed. So,
right on. So, what time is it there?
it's Central Time, so it's about 6:20.
Okay, so you got a little time before you're heading over to
Yep.
do that meet and greet. I think that's pretty cool.
I got
in the class.
about 20 minutes.
Is it James your instructor or somebody else?
No, James did the classroom,
Oh,
and he'll be doing the classroom tomorrow, the lecture.
Right on. Yeah.
And then trying to remember all the names. Don Numbers, Jay, the brand new guy, and then there's this other guy who's been there a while. He's the guy who usually does the shotgun stuff. Name though. But so there were 4 instructors, and then James came out to the range for about an hour and a half, about midday. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Had any chance to bullshit with him at all?
While people were going through the drills, he would sit back because it's such a large group. They're doing them in like 2 cycles. They split the group in half. One half would go up and be running an exercise, while the other half is loading magazines and doing stuff like that. So he'd be going from table to table. Got any questions, whether it's on this or whether it's on something else. And so he was very open in regards to answering anybody's questions on anything regarding whether it be the class or other things.
One of the things, if you really want to earn his respect in the classroom tomorrow, he likes it when somebody stands up and challenges the validity of his instruction, makes a big nuisance of themselves. Try that.
Yeah.
Then he'll really remember you. If you wanted to remember.
Well, that's true. I'm sure he would remember, but I don't think necessarily in the way I would want to be remembered.
Should challenge him to an arm wrestle.
Actually, my body is pretty sore today, so I don't feel like wrestling nobody.
How are you holding up with all the exercise? Was it worth it?
I don't think I would have made it through today if I hadn't have done it.
Oh, right on, man.
Now,
that's good.
That's probably more of a testament as to how out of condition I was.
Well, it's good to know, because I do want to take his course one day, and I think I may have to start like a year early.
That, if you're used to a sedate lifestyle, it's not something you can just walk into and expect to successfully complete it. And of course, I haven't completed it yet, so
Now, Raphael makes a really good point. Tomorrow during the classroom, get up a couple of times and say stuff like, "This isn't anything that we don't cover on the Daily Gun Show every day at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific."
Mm-hmm.
And then hand out cards.
James, I have a question about the last subject. Is this the same kind of subjects that we talk about on the Daily Gun Show every day at 7 p.m. Eastern?
Well, I will throw a little teaser out there, and although I'm not going to give up any meat on the subject, remember a certain Gun Channels member.
Wait, there's a certain Gun Channels member there at the class with you?
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Who's taken the class, you mean?
No. He remembers an interaction with a certain Gun Channels member in the past.
Oh.
D.B. Cooper.
Yeah, we'll say DB.
Give any hints on who, what, when, or why. So, just all have to guess for now.
I had to let my dog in. He seems to not be bothered by minus 30, 130, but he doesn't like rain.
This ain't rain. It ain't raining up here. Is it raining down there?
Oh, yeah, it's coming down pretty well. It's not a heavy rain, but it's big raindrops, and they're cold as hell.
Oh, no.
Aren't you still in Arizona?
As soon as you got done saying that, I started to hear it here. Bob's like 13 miles from me. I'm on one side of the thing. He's on the other side of the thing.
It's like, how can a dog in Arizona not like the rain?
I have no idea. He's weird about rain. He's a weird dog.
Bob feeds him. Wait till I show you this picture. You're going to be like, who
Not that
who
fat.
had the trouble of putting a fur coat on a small whale that's beached? And then you're going to go, no, wait a minute. That's Bob's dog. He's always talking about his dog has to go to the bathroom. I'm surprised the dog has time between meals to even go to the bathroom.
He doesn't eat that much.
Dog is huge. I've seen this. I had the chance to see this dog when Bob first stole him from that family. And then yesterday, and I seen him in Vegas. He wasn't even that big in Vegas.
You
It's
overfeed him,
just
Bob?
fur. He's big boned.
All right. Well, Danno, do you want to stick around and keep going with the show then? We don't want to keep bugging you about.
Oh, yeah. You guys go ahead and do whatever. I just wanted to stop in and say, hey.
Right on. Are you going to stick around then, or are you jumping out?
I mean,
We're going to,
I should probably jump out, I guess.
Okay. Well,
Okay,
and
homework then, yeah, man.
yeah, do your thing, and we'll talk to you later. Good to hear that you're doing good. Checking in.
Yep, and I'll try to give you a mini report tomorrow. So, you guys have a good show.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about a whole lot about it, because like I said, I want to take that course, and you're the closest thing to somebody my age, so.
Older than me.
What an insult.
That's what I said. Closest.
All right. You guys have a good show.
You bet. Take her easy, man.
All right. Well, so I guess we'll dig into the show this week. We already talked about what we're talking about today. Later on in the week, though, we're going to be talking about our Second Amendment issue tomorrow, interpreting the Second Amendment through modern times. Interesting. Then on the good idea, bad idea, bragging about your firearms. So if you're going to be like Bob, bragging about your guns all the time or not.
Yep.
And then we got a, let's see, hashtag Daily Gun Show Showdown, potentially tomorrow. What Wednesday makes it, this weird format is driving me nuts. CCW, how many magazine? And maybe that means how many magazines you subscribe to, or else it means how many magazines you would carry. We'll figure that out.
I'm pretty sure it'd be
Entertainment topic. So I don't even know if we have an entertainment topic. And then on Wednesdays we do the tactical quiz, and anytime during any day we can have a tactical pop quiz, really. Let's see. We also have nothing on that day. Of course, all our stuff that we normally do: gun shop of the day, gun movie, so forth. Let's see. Then on Thursday we'll be talking about gun stuff. This week it's the 4357 SIG 9mm conversions for pistols. So there's more than one pistol that can shoot all three of those calibers. We'll be talking about that. The training segment on Thursday, ideas on how to always be aware of your surroundings. Although by Thursday, Danno will probably be back from his shootings or his training. So we might actually talk more about that when it's still fresh in his head. Like he said, he's like a sponge that's full of info and knowledge, and you want to, I find when I get done with a class like that, you want to talk about it because you've got so much stuff to try to organize in your head that, and people are so interested in hearing it while it's still fresh, and you still have, you're retaining most of it. I suspect we might want to talk about that. And then on Thursdays, we talk about shooting events, things that are coming up on the calendar over at Gun Channels. So anybody can participate in that portion of the show by heading over to Gun Channels. At the top of every single page, there's a menu on the column called Resources. You'll find the calendar. Any member of Gun Channels can go over there and post calendar events. So anything you might be attending, anything you might want to attend, or anything that you are just aware of, maybe your local or state level gun owners' rights group does some sort of a get-together. Arizona Citizens Defense League here in Arizona once a year has the annual meeting. In Arizona, we have basically two big cities, Tucson and Phoenix, so they alternate which city the event is held in. I try to post those each year because who knows, maybe somebody's gonna be visiting that town, and that's a $30 meal that you can go to and be in a room with 600 pro-gun people and listening to some speeches and authors, and there's a silent auction. So I'm sure every state has something like that, every organization. So maybe there's even more than one of those things in each state. And those are the kind of things we built calendars. We'd like to help promote, amplify it, even if no one goes to those events. By posting it on a place like Gun Channels and Facebook and wherever else, you're helping that organization's event, because as the internet goes through and reads all the websites and links and things that are out there, the more networking that something has associated with it, the more links that are out there, the better off it does. So you're really, we built that portion of Gun Channels to accomplish all of that. And that's why we spend a good portion of Thursdays looking at that. Then that gives us to Fridays, and we talk about alternative gun topics. This week it'll be found guns. So talking about Bob's 1022 and other guns that we may have found out in the deserts or woods. I think there was one maybe a year ago now. Somebody found an old lever gun up against a tree, and it was like grown into the tree. Was it grown into the tree, or did they just pick it up? I forget.
I think it was just leaning against the tree or a rock or something. And yeah, it's like figured out had been sitting there for 70 years or something.
Yeah, there was some way that they were able to determine that it, wasn't just an old gun setting up against a tree, but it's been actually sitting there for a while. And that went around the links, internets for a while. We'll talk about that. Huh?
I saw that gun in person.
No, the one out in California.
Oh, not the one in California. The one they found in New Mexico, wasn't it?
No, the one at least I'm thinking of, I think it was in California.
Oh,
but
no.
It's not like there's not been. I know I've left guns sitting up against trees places, so I definitely know that guns get left against trees.
Oh yeah. No, there was one found in Canada that was actually somebody had stuck it into the crotch of a tree, and the tree grew around it, and it was like a trade musket from way back in the 1800s or something.
It was loaded, and the tree was taking like deliberate aim, and then at just that one point when it had the one shot, somebody died. Nobody could figure out why, and now that whole rest of this time, that tree is just smiling that it killed a human.
Yeah, they don't know how it ended up there, but yeah, some Hudson Bay trade musket. But yeah, it happens,
It does. Trees murder. So that'll be this week. And if you'd like to participate this Saturday, the 13th, we have a scheduling show. The hosts get together on our old time slot, noon, noon Eastern, I think. No, is it noon here? I don't remember what time it was. I think it was noon Eastern. So that was 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Anyhow, we do a show during the day on Saturday, and we schedule the schedule out for another month or so. So if you'd like to participate in that, you can listen, or if you're one of our Patreon supporters, you're welcome to join that show. That way, any scheduling topics you might have or suggestions for the show just get mainlined right onto the schedule. It's the way that we say thank you. People keep our show going over on Patreon.
And as well as, we'd like to take, and then this is a perfect opportunity to say thank you to all our Patreon supporters. You guys keep the show on the air.
And they keep the patches going out, because mainly what they're paying for at this point is the shipping, which is significant, and it's going to get a little bit more because we've got more stuff coming.
Yes. There's
All
more.
right, so Gun Channel's pick of the week. We're doing the Gun Channel's pick of the week today. So normally we take this moment in the show to talk about one of the members over at Gun Channels. This week, though, I think we're going to take a look at a Gun Channels photo of the week. I can grab up the photo album here. We'll scroll through, sort of like what we do on the hashtag thing, except we'll do it with photos over on Gun Channels. Just a way to do something different with the show. So I think I'm screen sharing now, and we'll just go to browse photos. Look at some of the stuff people have been posting. Looks like we got somebody Squibs range there. Looks pretty nice.
Oh, yeah.
They
That's a
definitely
nice
cut this
range.
out. This is Squib also, so that might be the scraper they're using. What the hell is this? What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh, is it a target stand maybe? You can just set this wherever, and it's heavy.
Mm-hmm.
This is Rique's 43 with the Blade Tech holster. Raphael put this one up here. I don't know if he's congratulating himself for winning or if he made that for us to put up there. And they're commenting on Ohio posting up some targets. Looking good.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Some good shooting.
It's probably 9mm. It's so easy to shoot 9mm.
Uh-huh. Oh, look, somebody put some shotgun shell collections up in a cigar box.
Otis, what's going on with this? So that looks like is that a Kimber pepper spray thingy? And then I don't know if that's a collection as much as just some. They look modern, just an assortment.
Yeah.
I like them green ones where they're green though, instead of the stupid red ones. When you put them in your vest or whatever, so I like to carry them around in my vest, and they're not stupid red sticking out. That way the birds don't see me.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool. Is that a piece of wood? Can I enhance
It's a
this?
gun rack.
Oh, I'm talking
Gun
about
rack.
that thing back there.
Oh, the plaque.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, it looks like it. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Now, if they had some little rifles in there, they are. But, I mean, maybe he's into gopher shooting, so.
Oops, what's going on here? 100, there we go. Oh, I guess I shouldn't do that because now I have to go back to the beginning. Well, I don't know how far we're going to go. We'll jump over and see if anybody's saying anything over here.
Yeah, Eagle, Globe, and Anchor.
What do I do? Oh, I clicked out of the show. So I'm going to go back up to the top here, go back over to the main page, get back over to the show. So,
Well, Squib knows what that thing is. He's out there in the chat, is he?
what this thing is? I guess we could click on it.
Is that a magnet for collecting brass? Or
I think it's a broom. Maybe it's a magnet. It doesn't say, but
somebody's shooting at brass? Or a rake? Heavy-duty rake?
I don't think it's a rake because it doesn't look heavy duty. That could
It's metal.
but this could be plastic even. So that makes me think it's either a squeegee or a magnet, maybe. But usually a magnet will have a wheel or something, right?
Yeah.
It's a pooper scooper, magnetic rake for steel cases. Well, he says it's not squib,
Magnetic rake.
so it's a
Right.
magnetic.
Which is what I said.
Where it's what I said, a magnet, and then technically also.
I said it first. Changing history again.
Just talking about the part of history that matters. All right, well, so I guess that's some pictures today, and that would be a new portion of the show. Let us know what you think. We're trying to play around with the show a little bit, keep it interesting, and let's put a quick screen share in there. We'll keep going.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll finish before Z gets on. Goes quick. Your host. I never really, by the number of hosts we have, is how long the show's going to go.
It's true. Yeah. Because when there's all of us here, it's like, we're going, we got to hurry up and, so it doesn't go on to 2 hours kind of thing.
So we're going to do social media or the Gun Channels University segment of the show here is how to do good, in other words, valid research. So I don't know. I don't know what our audience is. It's tough to say because sometimes people watch with like a family YouTube account. So depending on who set that up, the age or whatever may or may not be correct. And then some people just don't have any interest in telling YouTube or whoever it is what their actual age is when they set up their stuff. So when you get the age range in the Google Analytics, I don't know how accurate that could even be, in real life. But when you look at it for our show, it's a little older than a channel that just blows stuff up all the time or, does something silly all the time. So I think that our people that are watching our show are a little bit older. So I'm assuming most of us have taken some sort of library type of at least orientation, if not quizzes. I mean, I remember we used to have to do like challenges, like go do a bunch of stuff in the library so that we proved that we knew how to use the Dewey Decimal System, find books and stuff. And then beyond knowing how to retrieve the books, like, making us do projects back in the day where we had to look stuff up and then annotate it or whatever it's called and then have a bibliography. We learned how to do research. And I think that's why so many of us are disgusted and frustrated when we see the stuff on the internet today that doesn't have any of that stuff. That's just crude, I'm sure, compared to like legal or medical, requirements. But I guess what I'm getting at is I think most of the people that are listening to us have probably had some sort of formal instruction, or at least our awareness of how to do valid research. Do you think the kids are getting that in the schools still?
Oh God, no. They don't teach them any of that stuff now. They're taught, if anything, they're taught to use a phone.
Well, okay,
is
it the same thing as like my grandpa used to get mad because I used a calculator. And I don't remember him actually getting mad about me not using a slide rule, but he was not happy that I didn't know how to use a slide rule. Like he thought it was something that a skill that should be known. And same thing with like a flight calculator and stuff. He was like, you should learn these instruments, even if you're not going to ever use them, just so that you got the knowledge. I guess if the power goes out, they lived through World War II. I don't know if they actually lived through the Depression, but their parents lived through the Depression for sure. So they had a different mindset. But anyway, they would yell at me for using a calculator. And then my reply was, well, fucking grandpa, I'm doing fucking, calculus and shit. So give me a break. I'm not going to waste my time
you can
calculate stuff out when I could be, learning stuff in fast motion, in fast forward, learning concepts, not wasting my time writing everything out all the time. Just to waste, just for no reason. You know that you know it, so why not use a tool that lets you shortcut it? So I guess that's what I'm getting at. Because a library is archaic, and I can't even imagine how complete our libraries can even be. I mean, seriously, books that were in libraries when I was a kid were probably the same books that were in libraries when you were around, which were the same books from before that, with a few additions and updates, but books were books. And not that many of them get rewritten and updated. So, what I'm saying? Libraries can only be a little bit bigger than even when we both shared library experience, and we're decades apart. So compared to the internet's freaking constantly growing. So I can see a kid not learning the library if they're learning valid off the internet. I just don't know if they're learning valid off the internet, or if there is such.
But I don't think they're no longer, like they will put instead of the article that was written, that they're basing their research on, they'll just put the link, right? Which is not the same thing, right? Because then the person who goes to the link has to go and look up what article was written and who wrote it, and like who critiqued it or what, or checked double checked it or whatever. Whereas when you had that you were getting from the library, it would tell you you got the book it came from, you got all the details of the author and this like it was just far more detailed as to where you were getting your information. Whereas now it's like, oh, it's from this email or this web address, it was from this link. It's hardly the same thing, right? Because you can't really trust. I mean, it's like Wikipedia. People go, oh yeah, I just did my research on Wikipedia. Well, Wikipedia can be screwed with. We know that. Like almost anything that's considered a database on the internet can be screwed with. So it's not the same. It's a lot harder to change a book. Just by a bunch of.
You're citing one example there, and I know that's got to be what a lot of people say, because I've heard people say that before. Yeah. So okay, yeah, but who's saying that Wikipedia alone is research? So sure, some people will stop there, but I think there's still valid research that can be done on the internet, because I know I've done it. You just look past Wikipedia. Wikipedia can be a good summary, and then you got all those sources. Potentially, if it's a thriving post on Wikipedia, they'll have reference sources. Now you start heading out to other websites. You figure out if they've got references. A couple of them might, and then you start to see some of the accompanying stuff to search for. Like I'm thinking of the time when I did the research on the Ring of Fire guns. That was pretty fun to research, actually, and I found all kinds of stuff online that isn't necessarily out there searchable, but once you're digging for it, it's available. It can be found.
Right, but the kids today, I mean, what they're taught in school is, you just put the one link. Oh, I went to Wikipedia, and that's they're not being taught to really research things. And I'm sure a lot of kids never really did research. They'd find the first article they could find, and that was good enough. But those were the kids who got C's.
There's always going to be a spectrum, sure, but it's the concept that it's available to be learned. Whether or not it's absorbed, I guess, is a different story.
Yeah, I just don't think they're being encouraged to.
Looking at the live comments, we've got 40 people watching, so appreciate everybody that's watching us live, even though it's just me and Bob. We don't have Danno here to attract all the ladies, or Smeggy here making all his comedy acts. So Tony, ours and Tony on the YouTube side is saying the problem was there was a curator for the library. Who the hell is curating the internet? So he wants a censor. I'm assuming Tony's saying he wants a censor for the internet. Crazy.
No, he wants somebody who says, no, this is crap. Well, I guess that's a censor, but
or not the person that goes on the internet and goes shh, like whenever Bob starts making too much noise, internet censor comes down and goes shh. People are trying to read.
Isn't that what Google tries to do?
I don't know.
No, that's distracting. That's dirty. That's wrong. That's conservative.
No, I know. I'm just kidding, Tony. So I don't know. That's interesting. There was definitely a librarian who was there to assist you, but I don't know who curated the library. I would imagine it was probably a board. I never really paid attention. I don't know if they ever really told us, or if it was something that could be discovered, how the books got selected for the library. And I mean, every once in a while we'd hear about a book that somebody had a problem with, and they try to get it removed from the library, or petition to get a book added to the library, but I don't know who they were petitioning to.
I think that's generally like a board, and it would be, maybe local dignitaries, like the mayor might be on it, because it's kind of an honorary thing. It's not like they do that much. And there might be some scholars, maybe some.
It's like bunch of active moms in the area, or is it like some national education branch of the NEA or something? Guess I don't really know.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't want their tentacles on the internet for sure. What I like about the internet is, like, say, you got a lot of stuff out there for all different kinds of reasons, and for the most part, it's searchable. I mean, there's always stuff behind locked doors, but there's a lot of stuff that's just out there. And I guess even when I was researching stuff in a for school or something back in the day, if you're doing a current topic, you'd have to go to periodicals, right, magazines, and then you'd find editorials or opinion pieces coming in on both sides of an issue. So when we'd have a controversial subject we had to research or do some kind of report on, you'd find pros and cons, or one side or the others, and cite them both. And that's sort of what I take to the internet. I go out there and I start looking, depending on the issue, who's petitioning one side or the other, and then try to figure out who's trying to fog the water and who's, trying to, point at real facts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's the one thing it's one thing I kind of like about the internet is it's got so much information, you end up having to make up your mind yourself on what you believe and what sources you put more trust in. Maybe that does make us more divided in a sense, because some people, human beings just have a different mindset.
Is it possible that it can be more human than a book? Because a book, really, you're reading some information in a book, and I guess there's something about how well it's written and how well it's bound. I mean, like the quality of the book might be some indication of the value of the information, but unless it's a well-known author who's, I don't know, somebody you knew the author and you can respect them for that, you're just taking the book at face value. Like, here's a bunch of facts, somebody wrote them in a book, so they must be true. Where with the internet, you can get somebody who's big slap ass and blah, 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 and then here's an article. Well, you can take that with a grain of salt because you've gotten so much more of their content that you can, kind of get an idea of the person. Now you get somebody who's like Masad Ayub or Neil Knox or Jeff Knox, right? Lots and lots of articles and stuff. So when they say something, you got that credibility. Potentially.
Or somebody like Bill Nye wrote, and you're going to go, yeah, whatever.
So we got some now. Now we'll get some reading. Now we'll get some people watching.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
right, so he's talking about second topic today: how to do valid research. Was there anything in there? We're probably.
If you're going to utilize Bill Nye as your reference, you need to also realize that technically Yvonne Drago from Rocky IV has more degrees and is more a scientist than Bill Nye is.
Yeah, he actually has about 4 actual PhDs.
He was a Fulbright scholar. He went to MIT for some of his stuff. Like
Bill Nye,
he's not just the Punisher.
Are you talking about Bill Nye?
No, I'm talking about Yvonne Drago. I'm talking about the Punisher.
Bill Nye has an engineering degree. That's it. That's it. An engineering degree.
He had an entertaining show back in the day.
Yeah, but now he's gone complete social justice warrior lunatic.
So how to do good research? I think I heard part of what G-Webs was saying is you got to look at both sides of what they're trying to convince you of, right? Or all 3 sides, whatever, their side, our side, and the truth, or whatever it happens to be. And then you have to try and make the informed decision from there. And when it comes down to it, I'm pretty sure, and I could be wrong, that none of the panelists here today happen to actually be scientists. Or research scientists. Now, I know that you guys have done research for some of the videos and articles that you've done, so that's definitely true.
I have a degree in science.
Well, then there you go. So I think it's interesting to say where it says good research. Sometimes you don't know that it's good or bad until you've already done it, though. And then you take it from there.
And I mean, that's kind of what I was saying too, is that, you know, what I like about the internet is that there's enough different information out there. You can kind of, on any subject, that you can take a look at both sides and stuff that's kind of in the middle and everything else. And then it's up to you. It's up to your mind to make that decision. So it then becomes, you know, I guess then it becomes your belief instead of, you know, what just somebody's spouting at you, because you have to look at both sides. I mean, you can just look at one side if you want, but that's never going to be the truth.
Or, well, and you know, that's, I think, and I may have missed the beginning, or I did miss the beginning. So, you know, it might stem from this whole subject is because there is the ability on the internet to find the answers that you want to fit your agenda or whatever your idea is to start with. And then you feel like you got, you know, you have literal backup and everything like that. Well, on a certain level you do, but the backup starts to melt away or is not as solid upon scrutiny and everything like that sometimes. So, but I don't know if any one of us are doing a dissertation on anything in particular at this time. I could be mistaken.
Yeah, not me.
Well, I just finished doing the Old West card deck and doing quite a bit of research there. And while I could find a lot of info, I couldn't find everything. So even though I'm sure, at least I've heard that Google was trying to record every book, it's not, you know, the paragraphs of the book don't come up in search results. I don't know where I have to go find out, you know, some of the books written about or from the old days or something.
Library.
So I was going to say, well, there's that. And sometimes you need to go to the area of what you're talking about, library, because sometimes they will have local stuff that's in their library that might not be in other libraries. And dare I say, the card catalog can be your friend.
You know, the thing is, a lot of the older libraries in smaller towns, they've got newspapers, and they're all on microfiche machines, and they've never been able to afford to computerize them. So they're only going to be on microfiche, which, you know, is now almost a lost art, how to work those things, but I know how to work them.
Gee, do you think you'll be able to or need to go to any of the Old West museums that you may have in Arizona or New Mexico to solidify some of that, or is that kind of going to be
Welp? Now that you mentioned it, Bob and I are going to Tombstone on Wednesday.
Yes.
For just
right
that
on.
For just that reason.
You tell them, and you tell them hell's coming with you.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Like, we were there last year too, and we found a pretty interesting little kind of museum off the beaten path.
Are you going to volunteer to shoot Bob?
No.
What?
Don't they shoot people in Tombstone?
There, but you know.
No, they shoot people in Tombstone.
Paid
Don't
actor.
They? Yeah.
Well,
Bob would volunteer to take one for the team, wouldn't he?
Well, yeah.
Are you gonna? Hey, wait. Do they have Wi-Fi? I know that sounds terrible. Does Tombstone have Wi-Fi? I feel bad. I don't even want to know.
They do, but it's like 56K, like it was in the 1800s.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Do you have to get a dial tone first?
He uses telegraph wires.
All right, well, so I guess that'll take us on to the next portion of the show.
Well, I don't have any idea where we're at. That was the second portion, you say?
Right. So
All right.
that takes us over to gun tech, and we're going to be talking about the evolution of firearms technology. But before we do, we want to make you aware of our website, which is called dailygunshow.com. We'll screen share it here. We've got, it's not fancy, but it has the information you might want. It'll have a link to the playlist where we have all of our shows. So if you watch the shows or listen to them, you can just go straight to our website and just play them off of YouTube right there. No muss or fuss, just click the button. It'll just cycle through them automatically. If you want to find out more about us, We have some of our biographies there. If you want to support the show, you can buy one of our shirts or a mug or something. Just click on that little shirt right there. If you would like to do like we ask at the beginning of each show, do us the favor of liking and subscribing our channels on our various platforms. You can head over to Gun Channels, where we encourage you to listen to the show live. And you can, when on Gun Channels, you can go up here, and I've already liked it. And you could also subscribe to the channel. And whenever you want to, you can head over here and post an update, like people have done in the past here, to let us know about something, or just, participate in the show that way. Where am I going? You can do the same thing with iTunes. Thing about iTunes is you need to download the app in order to leave a comment. So I know that's a favor to ask, but if you're going to go ahead and do that occasionally, maybe once a month or something, download the app and go find some gun-related podcasts and give them a like or a star or whatever it is over there. And when you go over to our show, leave us a comment. It helps us out. It helps the other gun-related podcasts that are over there. Anyway, do that for YouTube and Instagram. We really appreciate it. You can also listen to the iTunes podcast right here. I guess that's the Stitcher podcast right there. And if you want to watch or go through and search for a specific show, click on the archives. And we should have a search over here where you can search for anything specific. We have the show notes and everything under each show. Oops. We'll have the show notes under each show where you can find out what we were talking about, what the gun of the day was, that kind of thing. And again, just listen to the shows right there if you want.
Which is awesome.
So that's our website, is dailygunshow.com. Of course, also where you can check out the current patch panel with whatever we've got for the quiz winners. And stay tuned for even more stuff. What am I missing?
Yeah, there might be a few missing off that, because I was at G's place the other day.
Yeah, I was over here stealing stuff. It looks like Swiss cheese now compared to looking at this picture. But if you want, you can also help me replenish the patch panel off the stuff Bob stole by clicking on this link, and that'll take you over to our store where we have the muzzle and mic patches available.
On the other hand, you ought to see what my patch panel looks like now.
Yeah, Bob's got a growing patch panel. All right, well, so that takes us to Gun Tech, Evolution of Firearms Technology. Pretty simple. We should be able to sum that one up pretty quick. Metal,
started.
wood, polymer, done.
Well, barely metal, right? Barely metal and wood, then metal, like solid metal, then iron. So if you wanted to think about when they did the hand cannons back in China and stuff. I think it's my go-to. We've definitely talked about this one before.
They were bronze, weren't they? They weren't iron. They were making them out of bronze.
Right.
Yeah. That's why some of the early gun makers used to be bell makers, because they knew how to cast bronze.
Cannon makers and bell makers sometimes were the same, for sure.
Yeah, because they could cast it. That's its own little knowing how to do that.
Like big sand casting and stuff for the most part, yeah.
Art form, yeah, for sure.
So then, black powder turns to regular gunpowder at some point, right?
Yeah, around 1850, 1860, somewhere in there, they started experimenting.
Wait, what the? But we're right in the middle of the topic.
Well, at least it wasn't in the middle of somebody's statement or sentence.
That's right. It's a daily pop quiz. It's happening. So, you know what to do. Drop your pencils and paper, because you're going to the internet, and you're going to put your fingers on the keyboard, your mouse right over where the clicky area is. Start clicking, because you're about to hear a question. And then as soon as the first one to answer it on either the gun channels or the YouTube side will win this one. So, lovely Bob is ready with the answer over here. The answer and or the question. How's Danno say it? I know he has some little thing he says there.
He says, I'm going to read it twice. And then he says something derogatory about the people helping him.
Do you guys understand how to figure out where the question is, and then have you read and do you understand? Can you interpret the question, the answer?
I think it's mostly when he says my lovely assistant. So that's when he's talking down to you.
Yeah. Well, he keeps imagining Z in a sequin dress.
Yeah, which I wouldn't do that. That's no. But yes, do you want one of us to read the question, or you got that, G? I got the answer.
I can read.
I'm going to read the question because Bob always breaks up when he tries to read anything long. So here's the question. I'm going to read it twice, and then it'll be the first one to answer from either the gun channels or YouTube side.
So now I have to watch another channel? Hang on. I got to open.
No, I got it, Bob. You just chill.
Okay.
Right. So, question is.
That make me do too much.
Question is. Diamondback Firearms shipped their first firearm in what year? Diamondback Firearms shipped their first firearm in what calendar year?
Nice. That's a decent question.
It's a company. They ship firearms.
They did firearms. They do firearms, I think. Let's see. 42 is not the answer. Bam. Not the answer.
1980 is not correct. Everest says 2009 on the YouTube side.
Yeah.
Everest says
Everest. Everest is the winner chicken dinner.
Everasi.
Are you just trying to make the man feel bad?
I have no idea how to say it.
Ace. He's won before. That's how I know.
All right. Well, he just won again. 2009 is the answer that we had here. Danno wrote it down, so it's the answer.
Congratulations.
Yes, we are assuming that the answer is correct.
People say it don't happen. People say James can't come true on the YouTube. Well, there's mud in your eye.
Yeah, there you go. So Everest, way to start the week off. That technically makes you the tactical pop quiz hot shot for today. So excellent job. Welcome back to the winner's circle, my friend.
Well, I wouldn't say technically. I would say that actually makes him the winner, not technically.
Well, it depends on if you count yesterday as the beginning of the week or not. I mean,
is this even possible? We're having a second tactical quiz right.
We're having an answer ambush right on top of it.
Is that the same audio for the answer ambush? I guess it is.
No, what you just played was different from the other one.
Oh no, that was just a different part of the same audio.
Okay.
Anyway, we're doing it again. So you've never heard of this before, but yeah, just because it's over doesn't mean you stand up and look around, because now you just got.
It ain't over. It's never over. You just can't turn this thing off.
So we're just going down to the next one there. So the same thing, and this time I'm hoping.
Wait a minute, what do you mean next one? What next one? There's no next one.
Tomorrow.
A bit of a stroke.
Tomorrow?
Just scroll down, dude.
Okay.
Scroll down. Tomorrow.
What are we going to do tomorrow?
Figure something out.
All right.
All right. So I'm going to read the question. Now I'm going to try to read it to the gun channel side first, because y'all obviously need help.
Just face that direction when you're reading it. Just face that direction.
I'm going to have that browser window open when I say it, because obviously the YouTube people are stealing it today. So here it comes. Same thing.
Maybe they're
I'm going to read the question twice, and then we're going to wait for the answer on either side. So the question today for the second unprecedented answer ambush right at the middle of the end of the tactical pop quiz is: Russian Makarov was in service during what years? The Russian Makarov was in service during what period of time in years?
Yes, the key being the Russian Makarov.
This is according to Danno. So
but I thought he got like a Bulgarian or whatever. 1900 to 2017 is technically incorrect.
It's not close, but it is an answer.
42 is not the answer. 90 is not the answer, because technically that's not years. 47 to 74 is incorrect. 51 to present, though, is correct. Who is that over there? Who is that? Angry American. Excellent job, my friend. Welcome back to the winner's circle for you as well.
Way to go, Angry.
So I guess that makes you the the answer ambush survivor of the day.
All right. Well, you know what to do, man.
Yeah, winning. It's a thing.
Yeah.
So yes, the answer that Angry American put in was 1951 to present.
Well, that makes you the tactical ambush
The answer ambush.
of the day.
Nice. And Bob just pulled a groin muscle.
A little bit.
I don't know if that scares people away or if it makes them want to win.
The grunting.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of not knowing what's going on. Well, first off, I want to jump back over to screen capture and say that all that crazy second unprecedented dual pop quiz was due to our Patreons who are paying $79 a month at this point. We'd love to see that grow because we do have some fancy ideas for even more shipping costs. But we're able to ship out extra double patches like that because of the Patreon support. Because
Well, thank you, Patreons.
and we want to say thanks to the live listeners. We've got good amount of listeners for a Monday, and so one of the ways that we can say thank you.
Yes.
And
Or
to answer DB, I do not know if he did mention who his instructors were today.
He did, and I didn't know the names. He said Danno said that Jaeger was his classroom instructor, and somebody else was his range instructor, and I don't know who that person is, so I didn't remember the name because I don't know the name.
was the guy who usually does shotgun stuff, and then some new guy.
Right on.
Thanks. All right, so I think now we'll head into. Well, were we actually done with gun tech?
I mean, what do we want to talk about gun tech? Let's be honest for a second. I know we've definitely done it before.
We know it's going to polymer, so let's just all admit it.
Or is it going to will the future of firearms technology, what will it be when it's no longer a firearm? Will it just be sound and light? And then is that technically a firearm still?
Well, actually, when you think about a laser beam, it kind of sets things on fire. So, yeah, that makes it a firearm.
So like Hans Blaster would technically be a firearm?
Oh,
yes.
sure. You can throw a bolt of energy. But, I mean, yeah, we're looking at, like plasma guns and stuff like that. That's probably where it's going. Something that, basically reaches a target. Because then you don't have to worry about lead or anything like that. It's just like, put the sights on the target. Doesn't matter how fast it's going as long as you can keep that target on your sights on your target.
Tell that to the stormtroopers.
Yeah, well, stormtroopers can't hit shit.
All right, let's get out of here before we have a Bob meltdown.
Yeah, the 180s, AR 180s. That's why they can't hit anything, right? Oh, wait, they're plastic guns. No, they're not. They're metal folded.
See what's happening, G-Webs? Are you there? Please come back.
It's like watching Chernobyl.
You're just watching the slow melting. Oh, shit, there it went.
There's no safety precautions. It can only go bad, but it's happening it's happening right in front of you.
And you got to kind of, it's like you slow down. You slow down just to watch it, and then it's too late.
Yeah. Let's go on to what's our next subject.
Did you already do the gun shop today?
Did we talk about how it's Makarov, and that's why today's second tactical quiz was all about Makarov?
Which was awesome. There should be a patch for that.
Yeah.
Which I did notice the new patches.
Oh, yes.
That came out. I don't know when they came out, probably like this weekend or whatever. But the stripper clip patches look pretty cool, man. I know we're not talking about that right now. I'm just saying.
Oh no, we can
just
talk
hit
about
today.
That's super important. But yeah, they came out hours ago, like today. Me and Bob were going to go to the airplane museum, and then I was like, we're not going to the airplane museum because these patches came in the mail. So
yeah, they look pretty awesome.
Yeah, we'll take a second to show them off. So the stripper clip idea came from a chat one time, and went over to that shirt place. Actually, I went to my computer, made the design up real quick, went over to that shirt place and made a shirt, and a couple of people bought a shirt. So I was like, oh, you know what? I'll try to make this into a patch. And patch places were like, nope, it ain't happening. It's too detailed, too intricate. So I made it into a sticker, and we sold a couple of stickers. And then whenever I got the patch machine, I tried selling my own because whatever, right? So I sewed a couple, and I think they looked all right. But now that we've got this much better PVC place, we had this patch made up out of PVC. So the one is green, OD green with black. for your subdued situations. And then this one is black and white, but at night it's glow in the dark. So
Oh, dude, I didn't get any of those yesterday. You didn't have them yet.
no, they just barely came today.
Yeah, I know.
But they're
I
10
gotta
bucks
come over.
up on the site. So if you want one, ship to the USA. You people in other countries can pay a little bit more because it costs a little bit more. But otherwise, if you're in the USA, 10 bucks shipped. So yeah, we'll definitely encourage people to jump over to the store, buy as many as you possibly can, give them as gifts. All that keeps not only the show going, but keeps the lights on. And
Dude, I remember when I bought mine, the sewn one. It happened to be like the only one.
yeah, you literally bought the first one of them that I ever even sewed out.
And the ladies love them. I mean, it's hilarious, but they really do. They think that's just funny and yeah. So, just saying.
All right.
Your answer to the blender question from a million years ago, that went out. I don't know if I'm sending them to the wrong address or something, but your patch went out a long time ago.
And you need to fill out the form, man. Come on, dude.
I think you did.
Oh, well then okay. Then it's being processed and handled at this very moment.
It's
By
in
the crack gear websites handling staff.
Actually, I'm going to go back to the store and hawk another thing because I forgot we also got the new revolvers in. So I made up these designs, did a couple of my own, but it takes way too long. So I'd sent my design off to the place, and I think they came out pretty damn good. So we got these now for 12 bucks, which is way cheaper than I would need to charge because this takes me way more than an hour to make one. So hopefully people that were interested in these before would want to grab one of these because again, these are in hand. They ship immediately, 12 bucks shipped to the US, and they have the Velcro on them, of course, but then a piece of laser cut hoop. So depending on what you're going to put this on, if it doesn't already have a piece of Velcro, these come with a matching piece of the Velcro hoop or the loop, I guess, that you can sew or stick on, iron on, or whatever to something, and then have that little patch of Velcro to hook it to. Or I guess you could peel the Velcro off completely and just sew it onto something if you really wanted.
Yeah,
but
very cool.
Yeah, first of its kind. Hopefully, see, I call it number one. Plan to do more of these in the future, so we'll see how popular these are. But again, yeah, that'll help keep the show.
Hey, G, we got a question about the tactical quiz from last week.
Mm-hmm.
They were told not to fill out the form for last Wednesday's the actual tactical quiz. There was supposed to be something different for last Wednesday, and that was Matt. That's why just a little sewing it up, so to speak.
Yeah, right on. We'll be working on that still. So yeah.
Okay. Excellent. So that will bring us to the next section.
And that'll be the gun shop of the day.
I think so.
This one came in an email. It's called Blackstone Shooting Sports in North Carolina. Or no, this one might have still be coming in from comments to.
Yeah, I think the same day that we got the one for Tampa, we got that one.
Yep.
Blackstone Shooting Sports in North Carolina. I don't remember what side that came from either. I think the YouTube though. Nice range. Nice and clean, kind of new looking. I like that. Not all beat up with, bums in the corner or anything like that. But what is that, like 10 lanes?
No,
so
it's 27 lanes. 8 of them are tactical training bay. So it looks like 18 and then 9 separate ones. Looks like the lanes are 25 yards long. I was looking that they're all rails. So instead of being like, sometimes they got little wires on ski lifts. Then when the air conditioning's on, they're blowing all over the place out there. These are all on tracks. It's kind of expensive and nice. Looks like you got your ballistic glass between them. DB's a big fan of that. He insists on seeing whatever people are doing on the side of them. Looks like pretty nice. Nice and clean. Looks new, obviously. They say they're the most advanced indoor shooting range in the Carolinas. So there's 2 Carolinas. So they're boasting that they're better than anybody.
So some will tell you that the north one is better than the south one, and consequently, some will tell you that the south one is better than the north one.
Yeah, but this is saying that they're more advanced than any of them.
In either, and you never know. It could be. Those might not. That might be a fact. That might not be boasting. Kind of wish we had the person that had sent that to us, so that they might have firsthand experience. Nice. Look at all that. That's a nice layout, dude. That's got to be brand new.
That's a big place.
Yeah, somebody put some money into that.
So what's the deal? They just don't. They have more money than sense, or like, is this something you do in Carolinas to get the hot air up here so that it stays cooler down here cheaper? Why would you have all this dead air up here?
So what if there is a second story, so to speak? Like maybe there's offices or something. I can't quite tell.
Well, there's definitely not. I mean, I'm just thinking I would drop the ceiling and only have to air condition that one section. Why would you air condition all of the hell of this?
Well, again, scroll down a little bit. See, there's offices or team room or whatever there is up there. So that's why there's the second floor, right?
I think those are just windows. It's nighttime and those are lights off in the distance.
Oh, I thought there was something else going on up there, like a classroom or something.
I mean, there might be. They're taking a picture from somewhere, but anyway. Still seems
Yeah,
like
I'll tell you what. You're right, G. It's in the heat of summer or whatever. That is going to cost a little bit to hold down that AC for sure. It looks nice though. I ain't gonna lie, but
Yeah.
brand new always looks nice usually.
Well, okay, but also the scale of it is pretty freaking nice.
Yeah, for sure.
I just like that the tactical pants aren't so they don't dominate the store.
What's
Yeah,
going
I'd
on?
like to go there.
Wait, you can't zoom in on these?
I don't know.
Here we go.
Oh, nice.
There we go. Look at all them windbreakers.
And see, just a little bit though, right? You know, just a little.
Racks, 3 racks and some stuff happening on the side. This could be a windbreaker easily.
Nice.
Nice.
Got to have your 511 gear.
Well, it sells. I mean, the big thing is whatever sells is what you want to have on your floor.
Whatever inventory moves is what you want on your shelf. You're 100% correct on that, buddy.
Yep.
I like that they say they carry every major brand, right? Wasn't that what? Wait, we guarantee what? That was a guarantee. What did they guarantee?
That you'll have never shopped at a gun store like their shooting store.
6,000 square feet, dude. That's
Yeah. 2/3 of those square feet are just empty airspace above you. So
now come on, it's not volume, it's area. So the airspace does not matter to the square feet portion, sir.
Yeah.
they're like,
They
we
did
have
have a lot.
more of gun shop than anywhere in the world ever.
Now what does it say? We have more than 1,000 handguns, rifles, and shotguns.
That's not that many, but it's good.
Well, they have more than. It didn't say they only have. And let's be honest, 1,000's pretty good, dude.
Yeah, a medium-sized
Don't
gun.
be hating.
No, medium.
Appreciate. Don't hate.
A medium-sized gun shop is 500, 2 to 500. So that's just a big gun shop. You would think.
Okay.
In a place it might be, like a one of those places that they have an entire wall of a big box store. Now that's probably 3,000 guns. I'm guessing
I don't think so.
5,000 guns.
Nope.
15,000 guns.
700 maybe.
All right, well,
Nice.
700. Now all of a sudden there's only 700 at a big box store.
Well, think about it. Usually the big box store, that's not all that they're selling. And if you want to really compare, sometimes like at Cabela's or whatever, the clothing section is going to dwarf,
Oh,
the
yeah.
gun section and the ammo and stuff like that,
Gun section's like the one corner, they'll have maybe 30 feet.
Well, not at Cabela's. I will say at Cabela's, they at least do have the ammo, the mags, the accessories. They do okay. They do
Yeah,
okay.
we're talking guns, though, just guns on inventory. I mean, most of the time, everything they've got, they might have one on the wall and one in stock. One in the
I hear what you're saying. I'm going to go with they got usually a little more than that, but I do hear what you're saying.
ones I've looked at, I kind of do a count when I go into stores now, and like counting cows. You only have to count.
Excuse me, what is that Canadian doing behind the counter over there? Oh, don't worry about him. He's just counting all the guns. He went to public school. Don't worry about him.
All right, looks like they have a concealed
I
carry.
don't know how that works.
They have a concealed carry class, $119, and basic handgun class for $89.
What state is that in?
South Carolina.
Wow, South Carolina sounds like somewhere I want to go.
No, what a jerk.
Oh no, sorry,
North Carolina.
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Okay, well, that sounds like somewhere I want to go.
It's in Charlotte, so I've been there for the 2010 NRA show. I didn't go here though. I didn't know about it.
Is that like
I probably
somewhere
wasn't
around
there.
Florida and places like that?
I mean, that shit looks pretty dang new, like the past like 2-3 years kind of new.
Here it is on the outside, right at sunset.
That's kind of a nice picture, man. I mean,
3 minutes outside of uptown Charlotte. Do cleanest, most, blah, 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 27,000 square foot facility. Well, up cinnamon ago, 6,000, now it's 27,000.
no, it was 6,000 was just the floor space for the
Retail space, they said.
resale space, yes.
Now we got gun channel people in North Carolina, right? South
We
Carolina.
got them in both.
All right. Okay. Well, I got to go there then.
I can't tell if that's a promise or a threat.
That's one of those kind of things where it could go either way.
So they got
But
20.
they've got really decent gun laws too, right?
Huh, not with each other, which is crazy, but
We would have to talk about that on a Tuesday.
yes.
Get into legal issues with Danno.
All right. We'll talk to that on Tuesday.
It says I got 27 lanes, 9 lanes tactical. And I don't know if this 9 private shooting lanes in a VIP lounge is the same as the 9 tactical, or if that's another 9, but maybe it's the same. But that's always fancy, because then if you're having like a bachelor party or something, you can go to a place like this, hang out, shoot, and then, or if you're just like us and you like to hang out and be in a fancy deluxe situation, then you rent that VIP lounge and go shooting where you don't have to shoot with the regular people.
Where you're going to have all kinds of stripper clips going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, we got to do it. We got to do a range day there.
Well, you guys are so much closer to Vegas. I don't know why you would worry about going all the way across the country just to do that. But if I was in Charlotte and I was in North Carolina, I would definitely check this place out.
I just want to see.
Oh, there you go. Opened its doors in 2014. When did you say you were there?
It looks like I was there in 2010, 4 years before it was open.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. See, I just want to go to see another part of this wonderful country. I mean, I've only really seen the western states, right? So I want to go see the southern ones because those people talk different. So it'd be funny. I'm serious, man.
I don't know. I don't know if they cotton to your kind over there, Bob.
Oh, I'll bet
You
they
best be careful. Didn't you see what they did? Didn't you see what they did to the strange people in what was that movie? Easy Rider? Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not no long haired acid dropping hippie, so that
I don't know about that.
I'm willing to bet I'd fit right in.
Nice. And Tony says you need to go to Tennessee as well, by the way, Bob. So you know what? It's a good thing it's on the way.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I want to see Tony. Yeah, I want to meet Tony. That's one of the big gun show members I want to meet. When I say big, I don't mean, well, yeah, he is big, but I don't mean
You just
it
need to
that
stop with all that. Go be an asshole on your own time.
All right.
All right. Next.
That was the gun shop of the day. Every day we try to feature a gun shop on the show. So thanks for whoever sent that in or whoever suggested it. It worked out pretty well just by suggesting the name of the shop. We just went online, found their website, but don't make us do all the work. Feel free to send in an email to us at dailygunshow@gmail.com with name of a shop, or ideally, next time you're in your favorite shop, remember that you got a camera in your pocket. Ask them if it's okay, and then take some pictures of what makes the place cool or unique, and then post those someplace like Facebook or Instagram, gun channels, and then send us a link to wherever it is you post it. That way you're helping the shop out by getting the word out. You're helping them physically, technically, by putting additional links to their project, to their website out there. So you're literally helping your your gun shop out. And if you're one to create content, you're establishing a relationship. You're networking with that small business to help them out. You're giving them something for nothing. If it's a successful link and somebody comes in and buys something, you never know. You might get a call from them and they say, "Hey, come on in and let's work more. Your efforts helped." So you may or may not profit from it, but we encourage you to take the effort. It'll at least encourage and inspire others to do the same. And then what we've done is we've promoted a bunch of gun shops, and that's really one of the goals of our show. So once you've posted your pics or whatever, send us a link, and we're happy to feature it. Every single day, our goal is to have a different website or a different gun shop that we talk about.
And since local gun shops seem to be going by the wayside and closing left and right, it'll also help keep your gun shop local to you, so it doesn't disappear. So that's another good reason.
Hobo on the YouTube side is asking where Bob is now. He's in Tucson. He's like 13 miles from where I'm at. We were just hanging out yesterday. Tomorrow we're doing some stuff. Thursday or Wednesday we're going to Tombstone to check out the museum down there. And then I think Bob's moseying again later on in the week. And we'll have more.
Meet up with Flath Master is down here. I think he's in Texas, but he's going to be heading back up to Alberta. So we figured we'd just, because I'm going to be heading back home at the same time, so we're just going to meet up. I can't remember where he said.
So Bob is stationed over Minnesota, and Flath is stationed over like Washington State, I think. And
Montana more like, yeah.
Well, whatever. Yeah, out west. And then he's out east of where he lives in Houston. Bob is out west of where he lives in Tucson. So basically, they're going to have to draw a giant X on the map as they try to scurry home.
Meet up in Kansas or Nebraska or some shit.
Yeah,
no, it's in Colorado because they're all Canadians and they have a different
mindset.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Our liberal view on the world.
Yeah, even though we're both, Flath and I are both rednecks, we're a little more liberal than most people.
If a little bit of halibut was good enough for Jehovah.
And I'm hoping to talk Bob into visiting some airplane museums because he's going to be driving up and down Colorado where there's quite a few of them at the airplane, or what is it called? The Air Force, what's it called? The Air Force Academy and stuff like that.
Yep.
NORAD. So if anybody lives near NORAD and can sneak Bob in, he's interested and willing. Of course, he won't take any pictures and he'll forget about it, so he won't even be able to tell us about it, but he is interested in it.
All right, I'm really bad for taking my camera with me, okay?
So what is that taking us to? I guess the movie of the day? This one's me all on you guys.
Lost with no hope of return.
We try to talk about a gun movie every day. Same kind of thing as the gun show or gun shop of the day, so that every day we're hopefully giving people some a remembrance or whatever should I say, a reminder of a movie you haven't seen in a while, so you get something out of the show. Or if you're a youngin listening to the show, it's like having your uncle tell you about all the good stuff you haven't seen yet. Except for today, I don't like this movie, Tropical Thunder.
Oh, that would be Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder. Yeah, Tropical Thunder
Wait,
was probably
Tropic Thunder, a cool World War II movie?
Tropic
No.
Thunder is the movie that you're thinking of and why you don't like it.
All right.
It's a movie about some guys making a movie about the Vietnam War, and it kind of goes wrong.
Yeah.
But it's really it's got Robert Downey Jr. I think that was his
A
kind of
dude.
comeback.
I'm just a dude playing another dude playing another dude.
Because guy playing a black guy. Supposedly he's an Australian actor,
Right.
But he's playing a black guy, but he's completely in character, right? And it's just hilarious. And there's this guy. I don't normally like his movies. It's who's the main character? What's his name? Anyway, he's a bit of an idiot.
Ben Stiller?
Yes, Ben Stiller. The movie was really funny. I mean, I enjoyed the heck out of it, which I didn't
There's
think
a lot
I
of
would.
guns in it. That's why I put it on the list. There's a lot of guns in it.
Oh yeah, tons of guns and everything from AKs, ARs, pigs, like M60s, shotguns.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just a really good, funny movie.
It may be Tom's greatest movie role.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Cruise. It might be Tom Cruise's best role he's ever acted in.
Yeah, Tom
Who is it?
Cruise is in it, and you wouldn't even know it's Tom Cruise. Like, I didn't realize it was Tom Cruise until later after the credits were rolling, and I was like, really? Like,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, we got a little bit of agreement out there. We got the Simple Jack quote. Yep.
Yep. Yeah, it's got some really great funny lines, and yeah, I just
One of my favorite is the Lead Farmer one. That's awesome.
but yeah, it's hilarious, and it's just like the actors. Well, the only actor who really knows is the guy who's that Downey Jr. is playing. He's the only one who's figured out really well. He figures out first, and then the rest of them figures out. But the lead actor that Ben Stiller plays, he doesn't figure it out till damn near the end of the movie that he's not actually just acting in a movie. Like, he's such an idiot. He just thinks a director is testing him, or trying to make the movie really realistic for him or something. It's just, God, it's hilarious. I mean, I literally just about peed myself watching. Mind you, I am old, so that can happen. But it was a good movie. I give it 2 solid thumbs up. I think anyone should watch it. If not for the comedy, watch it for the guns, because there's tons of guns in it, and it's fun to see how they use them and misuse them, and yeah, it's a movie about making a movie that turns into real life, and so yeah, it's funny as hell.
Yep, and I liked it. I'll give it 2 thumbs up. I've only seen it a couple of times though, like maybe twice.
And I don't know if Danno or Smeggy have seen it, so it's getting 2 thumbs up from them.
And G-Webs will probably give it 2 middle fingers, I bet.
Yeah, I didn't like it. All right, so that's the point.
Fair
Though. Looks like a lot of people did, and they're talking about it. And then, like you say, there's a lot of sayings from it. So people dig all that, and obviously, it's in the culture at this point. The sayings from it.
Yeah, and it's because it's the 2000s or whatever, so it's
Late 2000s. It's not that old, really.
it's probably 6 or 7, I bet.
It's the classic. You went full retard.
Never go.
Yeah, never go full retard.
Bob, you should tattoo that on your forehead backwards, so every time you look in the mirror, you can read it.
No, I don't really like tattooing on my face. I don't really like tattooing that much.
Maybe just write yourself a nice little note then.
Nah, I'll remember it.
All right, so that leads us to the next section. That was the gun movie of the day.
Yep. So let's see. We did this one already. I'll put a line through it. We did this already. Put a line through it. We did this already. Put a line through it, and we did that. So that leaves us with a gun of the day.
Who dat? Is that Bob?
That me. The Fostech. Where'd it go? There it is. Fostech Origin 12. The fastest firing 12 gauge semi-automatic shotgun in the world, and you can get it with a 30.
That circle magazine that it has, that's all huge, like Captain America's shield, dude. That thing is awesome. Awesome.
Isn't it? Imagine the buckshot, right? So you get 9 rounds times 30.
And what that one that you just pointed at? It's got the circle. It's got the round mag and a suppressor on that thing. That's probably just a hoot. Oh wait, that's Eric, isn't it? Hey, what kind of patches he got on that hat?
LaRue Tactical.
Oh, I guess I don't have it on the screen then. I thought it might have been one of the times he's wearing every second matters one.
Yeah, but isn't that just awesome?
I'll go with that's relatively accurate because that's probably more than I can or ever would pay for a setup. That whole thing right there is more than I could invest into it. I mean, short of like winning the lottery or something.
Yeah.
Because then all bets are off if I win the lottery.
No shit, eh?
We should come up with a if I won the lottery list.
A warthog, please. Used is fine.
We don't have an entertainment segment this week, and I've got a phone call.
That's all right. So, Bob, what do you know about this thing? About the Fostech?
Not a lot. I mean, I kind of just discovered it by seeing a Iraqi veteran with it.
You didn't get to see it when it was at SHOT Show and you went?
No, I missed it.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Things
All
I wasn't looking. So
It
just, right? There's just so much to see at SHOT Show.
There is, and you know, if let's be honest, if it's 3 days or whatever, 3 days ain't enough to see everything.
No.
Like, there's no way.
No, not a chance. But yeah, no. When I saw the video of it, I went, "Oh, damn!" You know, like I love my 1100 Remington.
Well, come on, that's a different ball game entirely. Let's be real. You know, I mean,
yeah. Well, like, okay, let's take a look at it. We got 30 rounds, double up bucks. So get 9 30 caliber pellets per shot. So that's what 90, 180. Yeah, 180. Math sucks. So 270 individual pellets when you dump that mag, that drum. 270 basic 30 caliber rounds going out.
so almost you're saying 270 rounds of 9mm. You're almost saying that, except it's not going out at the same speed.
No, it's a little bit slower, but I mean anything at 100 yards is shredded.
I was gonna say it's probably hamburger or liquid, depending.
Yeah. Can you imagine like a horde of zombies are coming at you and you just let go with 30 rounds of double up buck at, you know.
Now here's the problem. How many of those circle magazines are you carrying, Bob? You know what I mean?
Well, you carry one of them to start, right? And then you'd have a bunch of the boxes, right? Which are 20 and 30 rounders. So,
well, technically, you could probably carry them on your back, your backpack, so you could probably get at least one more.
oh yeah, I mean, you could probably stuff.
I was thinking 2 tops if you were like, say, He-Man strong or something. Because here's the other thing. Don't you think? Well, no, that magazine and 30 rounds in there is probably not light.
Well, the magazine doesn't weigh much of anything because there's hardly anything there to it. Right? It's a spring and some plastic bits. So
Oh, I thought it was aluminum. I thought it was metal.
it's aluminum, but it still wouldn't weigh much.
That's still pretty, comparatively, that's still light, though.
Yeah. So basically it's the weight of the rounds, and you know I got a belt with 25 rounds of double up buck on it, you know, just your shotgun belt, and it's not that heavy. It's easy. So, I would say you could carry 4 of them, and just an average guy. And that's think about that, man.
Yeah, that's a mess.
270
Think about it. That is a mess.
Yeah, that is a shitload of firepower.
Now, you know, on a turret on your vehicle or something like that, where you could just literally have all the magazines that you need at your beck and call and not have to carry nothing. Would you want it then? I don't know if you'd want that then, even.
Oh, just belt feed it.
See, somebody else mentioned that out there, the belt-fed shotgun. Question, and then Dot was out there responding with yes, F yes. I might be inclined to agree with him on it. I would like to see what happens with a belt-fed shotgun, because they have the belt-fed machine gun, right? They have the belt-fed rotary cannon, right? Which, you know, is basically kind of A10 or whatever. And they also have the belt-fed grenade launcher. So I know that it's got to be within the realm of possibility to do a belt-fed machine or a shotgun.
Oh yeah, yeah. And just think, for anything under 100 yards, double up buck is devastating. Like, it will reach 100 yards easy. And like even number 4 buck, which is much smaller, it's like 22 caliber, 25 caliber, whatever, going to reach 100 yards. It's not going to have a pile of velocity, but it'd be like getting hit with 22, which is, you know, still not going to be good.
Still make you bleed.
Yeah. And just think, you're getting hit with 9 or 10 of them.
Not at 100 yards, you're not. The three people standing in a straight line 10 feet apart are going to get hit with one or two apiece, maybe.
Oh yeah,
because if you think about it, the way that spread is.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You could, but if you aim at one, you will hit that one target.
I was gonna say that one will take some, and then the rest will be around it.
And like people on either side and behind them and in front of them are going to get hit too. So.
And now we do have a few comments out there. 100 yards for buckshot. That's very true. Bounce off at 100 yards, and then somebody said slug. Okay.
So you put a mix of slug and buck in it. You know, 1 buck, 1 slug, 1 buck, 1 slug. And the person who gets hit by the slug, they just like go, like literally go
liquefy.
100 yards. Like, I've seen a slug hit a deer at 100 yards and go through it, like a good sized whitetail. So, I mean, and buck, I've dropped a deer at 100 yards with buck. I mean, it'll penetrate. It's not going to go through it, but it'll still penetrate with double up buck.
You are back, Mr. G, or not yet? Not yet.
100 yards isn't as far as people think it is.
Oh, it's a football field.
Yeah, that's not that far. It's not even a real football field. It's an American football field.
Whatever, dude. You didn't invent football.
Football
no,
was
you're
by the French, wasn't it?
No.
And then, like, the football you guys play is different.
No, we play football. You guys play soccer.
No, it's actually called football in the Western world.
All right, sorry about that.
Yeah,
Everything okay? All good? Moving along? You got anything to say about the Fostech origin? How heavy or practical or impractical it may be?
I haven't paid much attention to it, so I don't have too much to add to it, I'm sure.
All right.
Well, he doesn't like shotgun. I'm gonna try again when we go shoot.
He says he doesn't like shotgun, but I've seen videos to the contrary where he's had fun with a shotgun. So
I'm gonna see when we go shooting. I'm gonna hand him my 1100 with a short barrel on it and see if he likes that.
About 19 inches of short barrel, so
he's just trying to get you in prison. You see that, G-Webs? He says it on the air in front of the entire internet.
Legal here. It's a short barrel for a standard 1100, right? It's an 18-inch, 19-inch barrel, 18 and a half, whatever. It's a legal barrel, but it is just, it's such a handy little gun, and because it's a small gun actually, and man, it just shoots so well. Sights on it that are just Perfect. So yeah, I just want to see if he likes that. So yeah, we'll see. Get a video of
Yep,
that.
not gonna like it. There's not lots of shotguns. I don't like the size of the rounds, so nothing's going to change that.
Really?
They developed the 1-inch little ones, maybe. Yeah, they're too big. It's not practical.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. I was just thinking, for a guy that doesn't like 9mm to complain about a round being too big makes no sense. However, when you put it in that connotation, I actually see where you're coming from a little bit.
Yeah, have the size and weight of 2 or 3 regular rounds, and then you're going to shoot once.
You only shoot once, yeah. Especially if it's like a slug or whatever. Yeah, you're literally getting one deal.
That's
Now,
too
granted,
much-
it is a mini cannon when it's like that, though.
that's too
like-
much equity in one round, and for that reason,
That's a valid point, dude. Like, other than like straight up hunting or what have you, and I know we've definitely had discussions in here about home defense and on the internet about all this and the other thing about how, what do you call that? Universal, so to speak, that a shotgun, a master, or a jack of all trades, master of none, right? So that can be something that can always be discussed in the future.
Yes, we could talk about it in prepper terms. That's where the shotgun shines.
so they're asking if Bob brought his guns down. He, in fact, did bring quite a few guns down from Canada with him.
Yeah, not all of them, but yeah, some of them. 8 or something like that.
So are we at the gun channels tonight phase of the chat, or where are we at?
You are,
Could-
although
Matt's already
Right.
sent a link, so it sounds like Matt's having a chat tonight.
He's probably having a chat in like 12 minutes or something like that. So what, Monday, we got Matt's chat, we got Locked and Loaded, we potentially got We Like Shooting, and then what, is Sean Ponnery still handling the morning, midday / duties around here?
Yep. Good morning, gun channels.
Excellent. Thanks again, Mr. Ponnery. And then tomorrow's a whole new day. At some point, I'm sure we'll be getting some form of update from the Danno. Hopefully he's doing well. Hopefully he didn't pull any muscles that he won't need or anything like that. So,
well, you missed. We did talk to him earlier.
oh, excellent. So he's okay.
Yeah. You weren't here. Yeah, he logged in when he was sleeping or something. So he should right now be almost talking. It has to be right now, right? It wouldn't have been an hour already. So right about 10 minutes, he'll be talking to Jaeger at meet and greet.
Because what, it's like 8 o'clock or almost 8 o'clock there, I think, in Tennessee time.
7, unless he
7.
did it an hour ago. I don't know how long we've been talking. All right, so but yeah, he checked in and ducked out and went to go do the rest of his
He
evening.
sounds tired. He sounds tired, but pretty happy.
I think that's totally understandable. I think that's totally understandable. Well, because you ain't sleeping in your own bed and all that kind of stuff. So
I'm also really looking forward to hearing his full report on it, because it sounds like it's a really good course. So I'm really want to take it.
what did he
Just
take? He
if
took
not-
a fighting pistol.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah.
Looks like Matt's topic tonight is
Cheeses of the world.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which is a movie that came out, and then
Friday.
top 5 movie monsters.
Nice.
So that'll be over on Never Enough Ammo channel over on Gun Channels.
All right.
Oh, history today. Gun history today.
Is today is it today Victory in Europe or Japan Day?
Victory over Europe Day, VE Day.
VE.
They conquered Europe.
Also, isn't it the day when America entered the war in the First World War as well?
Could be.
Let's go through and
Yeah,
look. It looks like Fernando de Soto discovered the Mississippi River, which is called
Nice.
Rio Espirito Santo, which means nothing. So
No, it means River of Saint. I didn't hear the other word that you said.
Espirito Santo. The
Oh, Spirit of the Saint or whatever.
Spirit of Santa Claus.
No, but yes.
The United States Post Office is established in 1794.
And they didn't give out free tape then either, Danno.
1794 in 2 minutes, they stopped giving out free tape.
Yep.
I don't even know if tape was invented in 1794. They probably didn't even have adhesives yet. That would have been devil magic.
You're probably right.
How could they have even done it before there's a country? Were we? I guess 1776. I guess we were a country.
They just used glue they made from horse hooves.
I think
No, everything was tied. Everything was tied with twine. Don't you guys remember? I remember.
No, they used glue.
Let's create an entity of something they're going to hang out. And then they can make those.
And ask for free tape and coffee.
So let's
I
see.
don't know. I like the postal service. I'm one of those. But then again, I live on an island in the middle of the ocean.
Actually, I'm not. They're not as bad as I make it out. They're except for being a couple of jerks there. They're pretty good service altogether.
Oh, well then good.
So next up is 1846, the first major battle of the Mexican War, fought in Palo Alto, Texas. Interesting. General Stonewall Jackson repulses the Federals at the Battle of McDowell in the Shenandoah Valley. That was 1862.
Damn.
Let's see. Oh, look at this one. 1886, Atlanta pharmacist. Some guy invents
Coke.
Coca-Cola, 1886.
Wasn't he a doctor?
Yeah. No. Well, it says no. That was Dr. Pepper. This says pharmacist John Pemberton. They act like they are. U.S. Marines land in Tangier, North Africa, to protect the Belgian legation. I don't know what that is. Anyway, to protect a bunch of Belgians.
To the shores of Tripoli, man. That's just down the road, by the way, from there.
Right, Bob isn't talking about this one. In 1919, the first transatlantic flight by a Navy seaplane takes off.
Nice. That's a trip, dude.
The Coral Sea ends today in 19.
Ugly. That's ugly stuff.
The final surrender of Germany is celebrated as VE, Victory of Europe Day, 1945. Victory over Europe.
I have some Canadian nickels that are actually marked with the VE Europe.
1952, the Raider bombers staged the largest raid of the War of North Korea.
Damn.
Let's see. 1958, Eisenhower orders the National Guard out of Little Rock as Ernst Green becomes the first black to graduate from an Arkansas public school. I don't know what that was all about.
Oh, that was segregation, and anyway, that's a whole heavy duty fucking story right there, mister.
Well, there's a lot of stuff happened today. Today in 1967, Muhammad Ali is indicted for refusing induction into the U.S. Army.
Yep, into the draft. Yeah, he refused selective service.
1984. This is one that disappoints Bob still. The Soviet Union announces it will not participate in the Summer Olympics.
They couldn't have pissed clean anyway at that time, you know?
This is the day America declared.
84, that was the LA Olympics, right?
Yes, it was in LA.
Yep. That's the other reason they boycotted.
So, born on this day, Truman.
Well,
Truman was born today.
Harry.
Nobody else important. Nobody else important. And then nobody died, I guess, today. That's interesting. Or is it way down below that? Nope, nobody died today. So I think this part of the show is interesting. If you do, then let us know in the feedback, because I know some people are fuming that we talk about stuff like that. But if there was gun-related history, we'd talk about it. There actually is. Let me go to my phone and grab it. It's a little different one than I didn't post it on today because I didn't know if it would be.
Big fan of history. Anytime we want to talk about relevant history, I'm always a big fan and proponent of.
All right. Well, today in 1792, what happened? 1792. The United States Congress passed the Uniform Militia Act, requiring all free white men between the ages of 18 and 45 to enroll in their state militias. So
Shit.
the deal is on that. But
I got a couple of months to sign up, I guess.
yeah, I'm out of it, suckers. I don't have to anymore. But it doesn't matter because I never had to in the first place. I don't think this exists. There's no law unless it's the selective service thing. If it's the thing that made us all
that it evolved into that, it could be.
I don't know. So I didn't know enough about it. I hate to put stuff that's irrelevant, and so I didn't post it. But that's something I do have in my list of potential things to post. It's about that. They can.
Well, I've always if everyone had to do a year of either military service or public service. Now, public service could be you clean up parks or you become a park ranger, volunteer type thing. But you do that for minimum wage, and you know.
What's he talking about?
As long as you're allegiant to the state, Bob is behind it.
Okay. Well, he is Canadian, so I mean, it's been bred into him.
It needs to be mandatory subservience to the state. Has to have.
Yeah, you can't do it just because you want to.
Yeah, if
mandatory
you want, it doesn't
service
matter.
to your
It has to be
country.
thrust upon you. Thrust.
Mandatory service to your country. I don't have a problem with that.
Of course not. That's not fascist or anything.
It's just socialism. That's all.
It just means that you learn some discipline and you learn to be a good citizen. What's wrong with that?
And to the will of others, especially if there's more.
No, not to others, to the state. G. Let's make that clear. You do not bend to the will of others. You only bend to the will of the state.
Oh, so like serving in the military isn't a good thing? What
No, that's not what we're saying.
Mandatory service in the military is definitely a bad thing. Voluntary service without any interest and reward is an excellent thing.
Yes,
it's a good thing.
It shows more character.
Your reward is that you then should only be allowed to vote after you've done that, 1 year of service.
So not only should you be required to, now there's consequences.
Now you can't even vote in Bob's country.
Now there's
That's crazy.
You're not even,
I don't think you should be a citizen if you're not willing.
Learn something new about that
You're not
crazy Canadian
willing
every day.
it's not so much a caste system, a class system, as a caste system. Bob casts you out.
Die for your country.
Maybe in one of these shows, we should just take a moment to just appreciate that we don't live under the tyranny of Bob.
There you go. Well, you don't have to do that.
I will thank God every day if we want to say that I'm happy that I don't live in Canada. I mean, I can do that if you want.
Yeah, I can say that half.
I mean, Bob, you can live in Canada. I have no problem with you living in Canada, Bob. Just in case you didn't know.
Hey, I want to immigrate. It's just like, I just don't know how I can do it and afford it.
That's understandable. I'm in the same boat, and I'm an American.
Yeah. I know what
There's
nowhere for me to go to.
Right,
I'm here.
We're creeping right up on that 2-hour mark, so I'm gonna say let's nip it in the bud and remind everybody that we'll be back here tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, with episode number 307. We'll be talking about interpreting the Second Amendment through modern times or eyes, I guess. We'll be doing good idea, bad idea about bragging about your firearms, and assuming everybody has been participating, we'll have another #Daily Gun Show showdown, as well as the stuff we hit every day, like the gun shop, the gun of the day, the gun movie, and the technical pop quizzes and whatnot. So we'll see everybody here. Remember to tell your friends about the show. We really are trying to increase our daily viewers. We've got lots of stuff in the works. I keep talking about it, but as we have more time, we'll be devoting more and more to the show. So stay tuned for awesomeness yet to come.
All right, so at the end of our show, we'd like to end it with a quote. This one will be by Thomas Jefferson. But before that, I'd like to remind everybody, please like, share, and subscribe. Now, I don't know, maybe everybody doesn't know this. When you like, it brings up a little thing. Do you want to share it to Twitter, to Facebook, to all that? Please do it. It's your time and can help spread the word on this show. We want to grab more viewers. It helps spread the word that gun owners are just regular people and funny people in some cases. That's talking about C. But anyway, this one's by Thomas Jefferson, and it's pretty quick, simple little quote here. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. And on that great note, I want to thank everybody for watching and listening, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
The guys and gals of gunwebsites.com encourage you to take a CCW class every year, practice at least once a month, and carry every day. Thanks for watching gunwebsites.com.
Come and knock on our door.